Today, we are going to learn about plagiarism. We'll talk about what plagiarism is, why it can be a problem at school, and how we can avoid plagiarizing other people's work. To start, see if you can answer this question. All of these students are doing the same thing. Do you know what they are doing? Lucia copies an answer from Marco's homework because she didn't know how to answer the problem by herself, and she wanted to get the assignment done quickly. Nora has to do a book report, but she didn't finish reading the book. She searches the book online and finds a summary, which she then copies into her own handwriting. Andrew is writing a report on the Navajo. He searches online to find pictures for his report, but he doesn't mention the website he used in his paper. Can you tell what each of these students did that was the same? Lucia, Marco, Nora, and Andrew were all participating in forms of plagiarism. Don't know what plagiarism is? Let's keep going to find out. Simply put, plagiarism is copying the words, images, videos, music, or any other work created by another person and pretending that it is your own. In other words, plagiarism is cheating. And no matter what school you go to, whether it's an elementary school, middle school, high school, or college, there are strict rules against plagiarism. Now that we understand what plagiarism is, let's talk about why it's a problem at school. In school, we are learning new things each and every day. Our teachers have the job of making sure that we are learning. When they give out homework, projects, papers, or other assignments, they are giving students a chance to show what they have learned. If a student is copying the work of a classmate, a website, book, or other source, then they are not showing what they know, but rather what somebody else knows. Think about it. How would you feel if you worked very hard on a project and then one of your classmates crossed out your name and put their own name on it? You'd probably be pretty mad. Your classmate would be pretending they did all the hard work that you had spent your time doing. That wouldn't be fair to you, and it wouldn't be showing the teacher what your classmate learned either. Taking credit for someone else's work simply isn't fair. So how do we know if we are plagiarizing? Sometimes it's easy to know that we are plagiarizing. When Lucia copied Marco's homework, she was plagiarizing his work. Marco came up with the answer to the problem on his own, and then Lucia simply copied his answer onto her own paper without working it out for herself. And that is a form of plagiarism. When Nora found the book report online and copied it into her own handwriting, she was not using her own ideas to write about the book. She was using someone else's. Even though she wrote the words down by herself, she did not come up with the words on her own. That is a form of plagiarism. Sometimes plagiarism can be a bit harder to spot, though. Andrew wanted to use pictures in his report on the Navajo people. Using things like pictures that are found in other sources is okay, as long as you cite those sources in your work. Andrew didn't include the source of his pictures in his paper, which is what made using them a form of plagiarism. It is very important that any time you use someone else's ideas, whether it is their words, pictures they've taken, videos they've made, or music they've made, that you show where those things came from. That way, other people know that you aren't trying to say you came up with those things on your own, but that you are using them to help support the ideas that you did come up with. So remember, the best ways to avoid plagiarizing are to always do your own work. Put information into your own words before you write it down, and make sure you aren't just copying it. And finally, cite any sources that you use. Here are the sources that I used to create this video. Notice that I put a source for every single image I included in this slideshow. I also included the sources of information that helped me plan out what I was going to say and the important things I wanted to include in this video.